So hi guys, welcome to Better Know Your Community. I'm your guest today, Frank Ojakol. Hello, I go by the name Frank Ojakol. I'm an interior designer by profession. I grew up in the small town of Eldoret. That's where I started my small art of interiors. I mostly focused on lighting. That's before I decided to change into now painting and fine arts. I came to Nairobi around 2 years ago, where now I came to learn interior design as a professional career. I've taken it for the last 2 years, and I'm currently still a student pursuing it. I decided to do interior design and basically fine arts because I have a thing for arts. I really do love arts. It's something that is in my blood. Came from the family. I have a cousin who's an artist. My little sister is also an artist. Both are professional singers. I decided to venture into the art of bottle designs and also fine arts. And basically that's my history. When I grew up in Eldoret, I used to love music, art, design, anything that used to come around with design, especially when it came to painting, small arts, bottles, pictures and all. I used to specialize in mosaic and collage kind of art. That's something I used to learn when I was in high school. My dad was a musician back in the day. So he brought us up with the notion that music and art and craft is something that we all should learn, because it's something that is in us, and it's something that is not usually recognized in this society of today in Kenya. So I decided to pursue it personally and see how it goes. And so here I am. So I decided to take this career path. I used to love a lot of mosaic and collage kind of art, and my mom and my sisters used to love really sewing clothes and all. So there was this Ankara trend that used to come around where people used to sew some blankets, some throw blankets kind of stuff, where they just take any piece of cloth from the house, they stitch them together, and they make a very nice blanket. So my mom used to encourage me. I remember she used to bring some strands of yarn to the house, and she used to tell me like, which idea can you come with this? So a bit of Google, internet and stuff. I came across making lampshades using yarns. So that's where I started. I remember I bought a pump and a small ball. I started making the yarns from there. So I love the color and how the design came around. So that's basically how I started coming up with this design for this interest for interior design. And slowly the interest grew. That's where now I got introduced to painting and fine arts by a couple of friends, and I was taught about, why don't you come to Nairobi and do a little bit of that. And that's when I decided to come over here around 2 years ago. That's when now I joined Nairobi Institute of Technology, learned a little bit of interior design, learned a lot, actually not a little bit, but a lot of interior design. And that's where now my craft started to grow. And slowly the interest for fine arts and a lot of interiors grew from there. And that's when I decided now to venture into basically interior decor, which includes the bottle designs that you see over here, lighting. I also do gifting and all. Yeah, so basically that's where my interest and love for this design came to. Basically just love art, as in beauty. As whenever you look at nature, you just see how God has this interest for beauty. So that's where my inspiration came along, because I used to see like, wow, you go to different parts of this country to see how the oceans, the animals, the birds and all that have this beautiful appeal. So when it comes to also when you're designing your house or whenever you're coming up with something unique, you have to make it appealing to the people, appealing to the crowd. Whenever somebody comes to your house, they are blown away by the wow factor. And that's where that's where my inspiration came along. Yeah, and that's why I decided to do this. A normal day, I can start by basically wake up. I visit the internet trying to look for any new ideas that have come around, see the most trending interests or trending stuff that come around when it comes to art. Then from there, I'll head to school, have a little discussion with my friends around when it comes to art, design and all that. Then from there, now it comes to the designing process, and I sit down, just have a little chill, look around and see what can I do with some of the little things that I have in the house, from forks to broken glass pieces to anything, basically just anything I find in the house. I see what I can use it to, to come up with an interesting piece of art. So basically that's how my day. Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about some of the bottles that I've done and the inspiration that comes behind them. So I'm gonna start up with this one. I know everybody is a fan of Star Wars, so basically I used to love that show, and that's where my inspiration for this particular bottle came from. And when it comes to this one, this is basically a design process where I just got a bottle, had a few things in the house, and I was like, what am I actually gonna do with this? So started painting, and ideas used to come slowly as I proceeded on up to this point where it is. I have this particular piece, the foundation piece. This one, when I heard you guys were planning to come and say hi to me, so I decided to gift you a small piece of my work. So this is my latest piece. Actually just worked on it a few days ago. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, and